Hello, we've made it to the last episode of this series of Your Setback to Your Comeback, Resilience in Business. I'm so glad that you've gone through the journey with me. And today we're talking about sharing your story and inspiring others through your journey. I'm your host, Tanya Gossage. And as I said, today we're talking about the power of your story, and we all have one. Whether your experiences have been good, bad, both, and I know we've all had both, but sharing your experiences have the potential to inspire and impact others in extremely profound ways. And if you're ready to jump into today's journey with me, your source of motivation and connection, today's going to be for you. It's hard. I'm going to tell you, sometimes there's stories that we need to share that's hard to muster up. But those are the stories that oftentimes win people over. Why does sharing your story matter? Why does it matter? Why should you share your story as an entrepreneur? Because stories, they connect me to you to other people that are in the room where you are. They inspire me, inspire others. They educate, they empower others to take action. Have you ever been in a room full of people and you hear someone's story and it makes you want to give, whether it's value, impact, money, love, whatever it is, because there's so much power in the life of a story. Sharing your journey, your successes, the failures, the lessons learned creates such a sense of community and belonging. And we all need it, and we all have it to share. We just need to let it come out. I've seen the power of storytelling firsthand many, many, many times. And I have to tell you, when I've started sharing some of my own experiences, that's when I've really noticed a huge shift in things. Sometimes not big shifts, but other times are really big shifts. That's when people began to reach out. That's when the comments or the reactions in social media begin to happen. That's when messages begin to come through. That's when people hear through other people sharing the story. So sharing your stories really form deep connections. But for me, it's opened up new opportunities, collaboration, support, and growth. And I know that if you shared your story, your journeys, it would do the same for you. Your story is unique, and it has the power to make a difference. I just want you to know today that you don't need to be afraid to share. Share the successes, no matter how big or how small. Share the failures, no matter how big, how small. Because you're to get back up. Because you have a comeback just around the corner. And if you haven't already taken the time to download the ebook, Setback to Comeback, Cultivating Resilience in Business, that's filled with tips and strategies, you need to do that right now. I started to say stop listening, but I don't want you to do that. But I want you, before you leave the podcast today, to grab that ebook and take a look at it. It'll be connected into the show notes, or it'll be attached there. But how to share your story effectively. Number one, just start talking. Just start talking. But when you do start talking, you're going to start connecting with people as long as, number one, you're authentic. Authenticity is key in anything today. I had someone ask me the other day, do you think that word authenticity is being overused? I don't know. It could be, but we need to be in a world of authentic people, people that are full of trust and integrity. That's who I want to be around, people that are authentic, who share real life things. You should share your real experiences. Again, both the highs and the lows. People connect with honesty and vulnerability. When you get vulnerable, watch what happens. People are going to draw closer to you. They're going to draw into you. I do that even with movies. I love watching Hallmark. I don't get to watch it very often because I just don't watch TV. The only time I do it is when I go to stay with my mom. I'm doing it this weekend. I'm so excited. I'm not working. I am busting my tail this week. I am not having a working weekend. I am having a movie and popcorn weekend with my mom, just she and I. I am boarding my dog, who is, you can see his head, sitting here in my chair where he does all the time. But I'm boarding him, and now that my dad's gone, it's just going to be me and my mom, movies and popcorn. And as I watch those movies and there's those vulnerable moments, you'll see me drawing closer to the TV because I'm maybe relating, or I'm understanding, or I want to know more. What's going to happen next? And so that's how you draw people into you, and focus on the lessons that you learn along the way. I've learned so many lessons. I'll tell you that fear oftentimes gives me the biggest lessons that I've had in my business. Many of you don't know this, and many people, when I tell them, they're like, I can't even see it. I don't even believe it. But when I was in high school, I couldn't speak in front of my classmates. I could not do an oral report in front of the room. I would miss school and take a 0 on those days. I wasn't going to do it. I just couldn't. I had that much fear of messing up, looking stupid, saying something wrong. And now today, I'll pretty much do anything. It doesn't matter. I do sometimes, I'm like, oh, I'm going to look funny, but oh well. Everybody does every now and then. And I laugh it off today as having a great time and learning from my mistakes. And it's an experience to me today. I wished I could have been like that before. I've been through the moments of working in corporate and being so stressed out that I wanted to commit suicide. I've been there, and I've wondered, how could anybody ever get to that place? I've been where you are if you've been there. It's hard to say, how can people think the way they think? They get to those places. And my mom did not know that I had been to that place until she heard it on one of my podcasts. And she was like, where, when, what? She had more questions for me because I had never shared that story until I shared it on a podcast. People want to know about you. They want you to be authentic. When you share, you're helping somebody out there. I have even been guilty of saying, I am willing to open up and share my stories if it only helps one person in any interaction that I have. But my goal and my mission in my business is when I pass away, it's making me emotional. It's my story. But my goal and my mission and my vision is that when I pass away, many of you, when you hear the news, you have a story that you can say about me. I hope it's positive, but you have a story to say, this is how she gave me value. This is how she impacted my life. This is how she mentored me. She gave me this free thing that she didn't have to give me. The value of that was so much. But because she's great and wonderful and nice, she gave it to me. I want to be known for impact. I want to be known for integrity, authenticity. Do you want to be known for that? Do you have stories like that you can share? Be authentic. Share your experiences, the highs, the lows, the suicidal moments, if it can help somebody. I have stories that probably couldn't help somebody. As a teenager, I snuck out of the house and did things that my parents told me I couldn't do. And then later the police were called. And I spent many weekends grounded after that. There were lessons in that for me. Did I ever do something like that again? Heck no, I didn't. Still a lesson I'll never forget, because my dad made me go and down to the police station and talk to them and tell them what happened. It was a good punishment for me, but at the time I didn't think so. But lessons learned. Don't lie. Don't do what you were told not to do. So many good lessons in there. Let's talk about the various different platforms that can be used to tell your stories. There's blog posts, there's podcasts. There's been times I've told stories that I've not told anybody because interviewing somebody on a podcast opened up that door, opened up that channel. There's been times that people have told stories on my podcast that they've never told before because of the channel that was opened and the moment of authenticity was there that they could share because they felt they needed to share it with somebody that was going to hear and it was going to impact. Gives me chill bumps. Share your story. Social media, public speaking, on your website, in a review, how somebody impacted you. Share those positive things. Engage your audience. Invite your audience to share their own stories. Ask questions. Do two-way conversations. There's so many ways that you can use the various platforms that are out there today. And as I mentioned to you, I've shared things that have resonated with people deeply, that have impacted them. I remember interviewing somebody one day, and a story that I shared, I can't remember the specific details behind it, but I remember helping someone in an interview that I had to give her Kleenexes because she cried through the interview. Tell your stories. They impact people. The reason I can remember that so well is because she cried so much that she had the tissue from the Kleenexes hanging from her eyelashes. Now that part can be funny, but those are the things that stick in your mind to know that you impacted somebody. It inspires the next generation when you're able to have conversations with people that are younger than you and to be able to mentor them and help them. I have people that I mentored in the corporate position that were kids and are grown-ups today. And they still post today how instrumental the mentorship was. You have that story. Share it. It's not just about promoting your brand. It's about inspiration and the next generations of entrepreneurs. Mentoring is a phenomenal thing. Public events, you can impact people. Public events, social media, blogging, we talked about that. You can leave a legacy or create a legacy through storytelling. It's about leaving a mark, making a difference, and contributing to a larger narrative of resilience, growth, and success. You just always need to remember that your journey is unique. Your journey's not like my journey. We may have had some similarities in our stories, but our journey is unique. And your experience and experiences are valuable. Don't be afraid to share them. It will make you feel good once you do. It may be scary sometimes to share it, but you will feel so good inside that you did. You never know. You never know who you're going to inspire. But someday, people will let you know that you did inspire them. Wow. That's good. Good stuff. I love sharing a good story. I want to thank you today for joining me on this final episode of the series on this podcast, Influence and Growth Mastery. I hope you found the journey valuable. I learned some things going through it myself. Please don't forget to download the book, go through it, set back to come back, Cultivating Resilience in Business. I hope that it's helped you. If it has, leave me a comment to let me know. No comments are going to let me know that you didn't even download it. I would love to know that you did. Hit the subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you again next week. I love you so much. I thank you for being my follower, my faithful followers. Bye.